Before we go, I'm curious about a tweet you wrote the other day on the issue of the UK election. You were wishing someone good luck, but it wasn't David Cameron or the Conservatives. It was the UK Independence Party and its leader Nigel Farage. Yeah, well, that's quite right. I think the UK Independence Party has a very important role in British politics. I think they helped drag the Cameron government into a more sustainable Conservative position. And that was reflected by the fact that they now have a majority. What I lament is the fact that the UK Independence Party got millions and millions of votes and only one seat, and I think Douglas Carswell's an excellent member for them. You'd be aware that David Cameron refused to debate Nigel Farage. In fact, he once said UKIP was, quote, full of fruitcakes, loonies and closet racists.
Oh yes, he did, because he was dismissing them at the time. But of course, David Cameron failed to win a majority in that right in 2010, and was captive to the left in the Liberal Democrats. I think he's since seen the error of his ways, and he's recognised that UKIP reflects a great many concerns of regular Britons, and quite frankly in this country I want to make sure that the mainstream political parties also represent mainstream concerns and don't dismiss them as Mr Cameron did, because otherwise we will see the rise of third party voting in this country, and I don't think that's quite healthy for us at the moment.
You said in that tweet that both our nations need more straight talk and common sense. Is it common sense when Nigel Farage calls for a ban on people with HIV and AIDS entering the UK?
Oh, well, I think common sense is in short supply, particularly in politics, and you know, I call it the common sense revolution. You've just got to think about the practical implications of what is going on when we're making legislative decisions. Now, the fact that I think UKIP is an important force for good in British politics, and I think it reflects the concerns of many mainstream Britons and people right around the world, quite frankly, doesn't mean I'm going to agree with every political position they put forward. So, you know, they can deal with their electorate there and I'll deal with mine here.
Of course, their central pillar is to take the UK out of the EU.
Yeah, and you know what? David Cameron's committed to having a referendum on that. He was dragged kicking and screaming into it, but he's committed to doing it. And you know what? There's a good chance it could get up.
Cory Bernadi, we're out of time. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Thanks, Emma.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.